Welcome to the Awakening Hour, where we journey together to reconnect with our true spiritual essence and break free from the chains of Euro-Christian ideology. Each morning at 9 a.m. join me, Junns the NBIC, as we explore ancient wisdom-forgotten truths and the power within us to redefine our spiritual path.
Yeah. What it do? Make sure I can put my background in. Might do something wrong. Okay. What it do, people? Rise and shine. Top of the top of the money. You know, ain't nothing funny. Ain't no reason for you to be out here looking bummy, right? Let me start off by welcoming you guys to another episode of the Awakening Hour, the pursuit to pure righteousness. I am your host, Junns the NBIC, man. Yeah, representing that ROD. You understand? And I gotta give a shout out to all you guys for the support that you guys been giving, the feedbacks, the positive, the negative, all things is respected and needed because it allows me to do what I do best, and that is to do what? Keeping my foot on necks. Right? Now, definitely got to start off by giving apologies again for coming on late, putting things together. You know what I'm saying? When I come home at night, I be exhausted, eat, lay down, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And then when I wake up, it's like, let's make things happen. But today, before I even say what led me to today, yesterday I was watching something. You know, I like watching documentaries. You know, I like watching historical events, knowing about it. I think it's something that we all should be privileged to. You know what I'm saying? Always giving your time to gaining historical events and knowledge, just things just to have and pass on to your children, just in case things happen. You know, you got the wisdom and the recollection of such things, right? So watching this video, I was watching the atrocities that was done to our people, right? And you know, for me, I know there's more to me than what meets the eye. I know there's more to us than what's been given unto us to subscribe to, right? It's more to who we are, like our history and who we in our lives go beyond what's told in the biblos, right? And I know we're living in the times where a lot of individuals trying to associate the biblos to who we are. But the more you read, the more you realize that it's not who we are. And the reason why we think that these things are who we are is not because of facts, it's because of insertions and beliefs, and of course, assumptions. Three things that we as people need to separate from. You have to separate from that. You have to separate from these things because it causes confusion, guys. Not just confusion, but it puts you in a state of not wanting to wake up, where you see a lot of our brothers are content with such ideologies and foolishness, pure madness, and we are content with that. And in reality, that's not good for you. You feel me? Like, we really gotta wake up and smell the Kool-Aid and understand what the heck is going on. All right? But I say that to say this, that today, seeing what I seen, I decided to give a presentation on the dark. Let me make sure I get the title right for you guys. Hold on. Let me make sure I get the title right, man. The Dark Legacy of British Colonialism. Okay? The Dark Legacy of British Colonialism. Now, I know a lot of you guys probably got bits and pieces. I'm not going to dive too deep into it, right? I'm not going to go in depth into it. But before we do that, we got to check in with our breathing, making sure that we breathe in accordingly. We're going to just do 2 laps, 2 runs. We're going to hold it for 12 seconds and we're going to go on to the next, which is facing our traumas, right? Okay, so let us go. You let it out. You're going to breathe in again, then you let it out. Just me doing that instantly feel, clarity. Like you just feel your brain just open up. And you do it. Take a deep, deep breath. Not just, you want to, and then release. How do you feel? I hope you're feeling good. Take these breathing techniques and also apply it with your meditation, right? Meditate. Turn off the frequencies, turn off the noise, turn off the bickering, turn off just everything. Just give yourself 30, I would just say give yourself at least 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes of just pure silence and allow your brain to function. And then while you in those 5 minutes, conversate, connect with your ancestors, you know, um, Mama Bella told me, she said that if you want to find out who you are, call on your ancestors. Your ancestors is around you, your ancestors are within you. Don't listen to the nonsense that the Euro Christians are telling you as far as, you're evil if you're seeking the dead and you reaching and you talking to ancestors. We don't do that. No, you guys don't do that. We do. All right. This is African culture. You can trace these things could trace back thousands of years. Right. All right. Now, I was gonna talk about facing the trauma, but I rather just go straight into the presentation, and then after the presentation, we will address facing the trauma. So without further ado, let us do. Okay? The awakening hour, the pursuit of pure righteousness, the dark legacy of British colonialism. Some of you guys don't understand the seriousness behind this. And a lot of the stuff that I'm gonna present to you guys will give you guys clear explanation into why we are in such circumstances, why our behaviors is the way that it is, why our beliefs is the way that it is, why the King James Bible is the Bible that we refer to, that everybody read. We got the Hebrews say that is the closest thing to the Hebrew text. The Bantus are saying that is the closest thing to the Bantu scrolls. I mean, ah man, yeah. Let us continue. Okay. So the first arrival of British in Africa. Let me read this. It says, hold on. I'm gonna have to take this off the screen because I can't see. My computer screen is humongous, guys. I'm sorry. Shout out to my son for this too. It says the British first arrived in Africa during the mid 1600s. Listen to the date. 1600s, okay? Led by John Hawkins, who is often considered one of the first English slave traders. In what year? 1562. 1562. Hawkins made his infamous voyage to West Africa, where he captured hundreds of Africans to sell them in the Spanish colonies of the Caribbean. This is the selling in Puerto Rico, Cuba, Dominican Republic. Okay, these dark people are our relatives. Okay, it says Hawking arrived in Africa was not intentionally characterized by violence, but by trade thoughts. This trade quickly became human trafficking as Hawkins seized Africans by force. Hawkins' expeditions marked the beginning of the British involvement in the transatlantic slave trade, which would see millions of Africans forcibly transported to America over the next few centuries. I should have highlight that in red too. The British went from being explorers and traders to orchestrators of one of the largest forced migrations and systems of exploitation in human history. Now, again, I want you guys to pay attention to the 1562. 1562, he was given full authority. This is around the same time King James and his family was still ruling Great Britain. So when you hear brothers saying that this was a black man, this right here, just little things like this, no, sorry, try again, right? 1562. By the early 1600s, Britain became one of the major players in the transatlantic slave trade. British ships were used to capture and transport African men, women, and cross children across the Atlantic to work on plantations, primarily in the Caribbean and the American colonies. The British slave trade was brutal, with millions of Africans suffering during the Middle Passage. The horrific journey across the ocean, where enslaved Africans were crammed into ships under inhumane conditions, many died from disease, starvation, or abuse before even reaching the Americas. In total, it is estimated that British ships transported over 3 million. I repeat, 3 million. We know when you do the studies, it was over 70 million Africans transported from America to the Caribbean, to Spain, to the Middle East. These people were shipping you like can of sardines. This is where it says we're like the numbers of the sea according to their biblos, right? And we're gonna get into the biblos too. Don't worry, right? It says into slavery, although the total numbers of African lives affected was far greater as the demand for slaves fueled wars and raids in Africa that tore apart communities and decimated populations. Okay? Decimated population. In the excuse me, in the 19th centuries, British focus shift from the slave trade to the outright colonialization of Africa. Following the abolishment of slavery in 1833, Britain turned its attention to controlling African lands and resources. During the so-called Scramble for Africa, Britain seized control of vast territories across the continent, including, listen carefully, present-day Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, South Africa, and Uganda. These this colonialization was often accompanied by what? Violence, as the British suppressed local residents and imposed foreign rule. For example, in South Africa, British fought a series of wars against the Zulu kingdom, culminating the defeat of the Zulus in 1879 at the Battle of the Ulanda in Kenya. Now, 1879, okay? Remember what I told you, that the so-called Hebrew teachings, the commandments came into the land around that time. So now after you was taken down, they brought numerous amount of religion to you. And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Right? Just remember that. And I got the documentations to prove it. I don't have the book. I'll get the book later. I have the book sitting at my desk tomorrow so you guys can see. Okay? It says, where was I? In 1879, at the Battle of Ulanda in Kenya, the British violently put down the Mumu uprising in the 1950s, using mass detention, torture, and other atrocities to maintain control. Now, if I show you guys the pictures, you should look these things up. Look these stuff up, and you will see the heinous things that these people was doing unto black people. Heinous. I mean, people in chains. Cecil Rose, remember that name. Leopold, remember those names. Okay? These people got statues. Okay? Even the Hawkins dude got a statue. Okay? I'm just trying to let you guys understand what's going on. Okay? The British government and private companies extracted African resources like gold, diamonds, rubber, and other valuable commodities, enriching themselves at the expense of the African people. Local populations were forced to work in brutal conditions under European rule, often for little or no compensation. The legacy of British colonialism can still be seen in the economic underdevelopment, political instability, and social division that plagues many former colonies, meaning we still haven't recovered, meaning these things are still going on. Now, the question that I ask, why and how are these things still going on? And I'm going to show you. Here we go. And let me read the top. I have to read it. The Bible, the role of the Bible in enslavement. It says one of the most insidious tools of Britain colonialism and slavery was the manipulation of religion. As British slavers and colonizers sought to justify their exploitation of African people, they used Christianity and more specifically the Bible to do so. One version of the Bible that was particularly influential during this time was the King James Version, which was published in 1611. Remember when Mr. Hawkins made it to the shores? Remember that. Okay? Read. The Bible was used as a tool of control, convincing enslaved Africans that their suffering was a divinely ordained and that obedience to their master was part of God's plan. Slave owners and preachers will often cite such passages like Ephesians 6, verse 5, which commands servants be obedient to that are your masters. Okay? Why am I saying this? Because, like I said before, prior to slavery, I'll say that. when I finish this. It says, and other verses that promoted subservience, okay? Subservience. Africans were forbidden from practicing, listen carefully, let's bring that back. Africans were forbidden from practicing their traditional religion. Let me bring that back again. Africans were forbidden from practicing their traditional religions. Now we know we don't know what religion is, but these are that we was forbidden from practicing our culture. We was forbidden. This is why you see people in Africa are so invested into the KJV or in Christianity, or even having the understanding of the enslaved, the not the understanding, but the relocations of certain areas, because these people purposely put these things in the Biblos. So when you read it and you see it, it's to justify. Look, I'm showing you. It's to justify their atrocities. And you can Google this up. You can go and type in the the legacy of British dark colonial takeover of black people. Look these things up. Okay? Where was I? Where was I? Africans were forbidden from practicing their traditional religions, and missionaries work, listen carefully, and missionaries work to convert them to Christianity, framing it as a civilian mission, okay? Civilizing mission, okay? It says, however, the Bible was strategically used to suppress any form of rebellion or resistance amongst the slaves. It explains why you sit back and say, oh, Sunini's going to come. He's going to bring wrath. The wrath that's going to come will not come as long as you're using their product. We don't know what that is. This is why, this is what, year 5? We still here? This is not our product. You have to tap in. You know, the things that you was forbidden to do, why are they forbidding you from doing that? Because they seen the power that came along with that. They seen the power that came along with that, and the fear that comes with you tapping in into who you are. Don't think for 1 second that they will allow us to be on these people's platforms promoting it. You seen yesterday when I was talking that talk, I instantly got cut off. My internet is connected directly to my computer, directly. There's no Wi-Fi, directly. But you see what happens when you bring forth truth, okay? These people will not allow you to use their platforms to bring forth anything that's going to give you true power. Anything that's giving you true power. Because this is exactly what they want. When you look up the Jesuit, I gave you guys, look up the propaganda Dewey. Propaganda DUE. Look that up. And you're going to see exactly what these people are doing. There's no such thing as prophecy. Anything coming out of the Biblos is stories. It's no prophecies. Because if it was prophecies and it's a story about us, then all of this, because God sees it all of this should be in the books. All the kings should be in the books. The people should be able to identify where King David is, who he is, where he was. Everybody should be able to identify King Solomon. Solomon means on in three religions: Hindu, Egypt, and I forgot the last one. It means on. That's what Solomon means. It means on. I know, but I'll get that information for you later. Okay? But however, the Bible was strategically used to suppress any form of rebellion or resistance among slaves. Literacy was denied to most enslaved people, so they couldn't read the full Bible themselves. You know why? Because if you would have read it, you would have realized, like how I'm realizing, oh, this is full of sugar, honey, iced tea. Oh, so they really put these things together, compiled these things together, made up a story to justify the atrocities and want us to say this was God's doing. Which God is this? Their God is not our God. We don't connect to their God. And every time you call on their gods, you give them more power. Hence, ever since black people been claiming to be ISIS, Raels, Hebrew Israelites, I've been seeing these Jewish people buying up more land, owning more territories than ever before. In fact, they also saying they coming after they done doing the destruction of the Middle East, they coming to Africa. The president said that. The prime minister, whoever he is, said that. He said the next stop is Africa. Why? Because they got us so they got us so broken up. We soaking up their ideology, soaking it up to the point where brothers don't even want to wake up and question, like, yo, bro, make this make sense. Why would the enemy give you any level, any literature to to lead you to freedom? Why would they do that? Meanwhile, we reading stuff like this where it said Africans were forbidden for practicing their traditional religions. You gotta make that make sense. You get what I'm saying? Come on now. Hold on. Hold on. It says the literacy was denied to most African people, so they couldn't read the full Bible themselves. Only the verses that supported the narrative of submission were taught, reinforcing the system of slavery. This control of religious beliefs further embedded the institution of slavery, as Africans were conditioned to view their master as a divine appointed ruler. This is what we do now. We get a little bit of strength and instead of trying to find out who we are, we get a little bit of strength. We take the white image and we put a black face on it now. We take a white name and we put a black name on it. We taking a story that is being told, which is not true. Because when you read the Book of the Dead, it tells you everything. The same story of Jesus is in the Book of the Dead. Same story. Identical. And I was gonna do a lesson or have a conversation on the awakening hour about such things. But I said, you know what? Something like this needs to be for December conversation. And December conversation, that name gonna be changed too. It's gonna be changed too. I don't know yet. I'm gonna let you know. But that's gonna be changed. It's gonna be changed. The aftermath. British colonial rule left a dark legacy in Africa. The dehumanization and the exploitation during the transatlantic slave trade weakened African societies and left them vulnerable to colonialization. Colonialization, okay? The arbitrary borders drawn by European powers at the Berlin Conference in 1884 to 85, which divided Africa amongst colonial rulers, right? Created lasting division within African nations, fueling ethnic conflicts and instability that persist till this day, okay? Till this day. And the Caribbeans, the descendants of the enslaved Africans, continue to grapple with the psychoeconomic inequalities that were embedded during the colonial era. Many of these countries achieved independence only in the mid 20th centuries, but they remain affected by the legacy of colonialism in terms of poverty, underdevelopment, and cultural displacement, right? Cultural displacement. Well, cultural displacement, we're literally following things that's just not of us. It's not of our nature. We don't know what we're doing, right? Haiti is literally the only place where brothers and sisters is still connected to the ways of Africa. The only thing is now that these people have installed their European ideologies with such practices. You can't mix the two. You know, little things like this let you understand you cannot mix the two. Okay? There have been growing calls for reparation for the descendants of enslaved Africans and for the British government to apologize and take responsibility for its rule in these atrocities. Despite this, the British government has largely avoided meaningful actions on these issues, and much of the history of the colonial crime remains unrepresented in the mainstream historical narrative. Now, why are they not even checking it? Because you guys are my property. You don't pose a threat. What you gonna do? Yeah, if I don't say what's gonna happen, nothing. You're just gonna keep begging. You're gonna just keep waiting. Jesus is gonna come. He's coming today. He's coming tomorrow. He's coming. Sunini's gonna fix it all. This is what they're telling you. Knowing that our strength come for each other. Yeah, we fell. Yeah, they caught us slipping. Yeah, we didn't know what these people was capable of. They poison our waters. Like a lot of you guys don't know the in-depth of these wars. How they was poisoning our lakes where we drunk water. They purposely was doing that. How they was how they was scoping areas. Remember, when these people first came, these people came as explorers. They came to do business because that's how the Arabs got in. But we wasn't knowing what was going on the east side of Africa. Remember, Africa is huge. It'll take you hours, sometimes even days, to go on the other side. From the west to the east is days. You understand? And even when word got back, like, yo, some things is going on, we like, word? Like, yeah, like, yo, listen, man, just stay on point. All right? Stay on point. So we was on point, and they came and they used the same tactics. They wanted to trade. They wanted to just offer like, hey man, we just trying to learn your culture. And we looking at these people like, yo, who the heck is these people? Man, they seem cool. What I mean? They're not like these Arabs. You know what I'm saying? And then they was learning our customs. They was learning our locations. We was showing them cities, and we was like, this right here is such and such. That right there is such and such. They like, yo, when we go back, tell King James to get these writers, and we're gonna put these stories in the book. We're gonna put certain locations in the book. So when we do unleash this Bible, they're gonna see that this is a story about them, where they're gonna be conformed to it. Because we're gonna take away their religion. Remember, these people were studying us. They knew what we was doing. They seen the dances. They seen the rituals. They was like, yo, what are they doing? They seen the power, bro. I'm telling you, they seen the power. You were so powerful that these people literally made it their obligation to to slaughter anybody that was caught practicing anything because they see the power that came with that. This is facts. They see how all this, walking on water, our people could do that. Healing people. They seen how we was healing people. They seen how we could put a spirit on somebody, have somebody going crazy. How we can put curses on somebody. There's a story, and you guys thinking that it's fake, but it's as real as it come, where a person turned this man's foot into a goat. Like he had like goat feet. Like this is how powerful you are when you realize what you are, who you are, and you remove this colonial tactic away from you. You gotta remove it, fam. Once you remove it, things gonna make sense. Once you remove these things is going to make sense. It's not making sense because you are indoctrinated. You are the aftermath. You are the children of the trauma. You're not the children of the free. You're not the children of, those that was in control. You're not the children. You are the aftermath. Okay? You are this aftermath of such legacy. In conclusion, the history of British colonialism in Africa and its roles in the transatlantic slave trade is one of the profound violence, exploitations, and injustice from the early voyage of John Hawkins to the vast system of slavery that followed, and the eventual colonization of much of the African continent. Britain has left a deep scar in the history of Black people. The manipulation of the Bible to justify slavery is just one example of the ways in which colonial powers use every tool at their disposal to control and dehumanize African people. This legacy still affects African people worldwide today, from systematic racism to the economic and political struggles of former colonies. Understanding this history is critical for addressing these issues and working towards a more just and equitable future. Okay? These things, these people, guys, these people, guys, these people is well thought out. These plans that these people was doing was well thought out. You think these people is gonna let you be free? You think these people is gonna actually give you a book to set you free? Or they're gonna give you a story within a story to tell you that this story is gonna be your rise to glory? You gotta make that make sense. Look at the condition of men today. You got strong Black brothers that rather sit back and allow us to suffer, when the conversation should be, yo, what are we doing? And I still say that to this day. What are we doing? How do we reach the people? How do we reach the people back in the Holy Land? How do we speak to the Africans? The Africans need a Messiah. They too afraid. They need a Messiah. These people in Africa are more shook of these people than we are, because they are the ones that witness children being taken, land being conquered, places that they spent their entire lives being removed from them. They witness that. Psychologically, that does more damage than somebody that was taken and thrown in jail. You see, when you take people and thrown in jail, they adapt to the prison. They cry for a little bit, it is. But the person that's always affected the most is the ones that witness their loved ones get thrown in jail, right? It's the same tactics, bro. And now they're sending agents to come into the land to teach this foolishness, bro. These people are in your space now teaching this foolishness. Yet again, here we are learning Euro-Christian ideology while demonizing Black culture. When these people let it be known that you would be hurt, violated if you was caught practicing your culture. They want you to keep the commandments according to them. They want you to keep the commandments. Because as long as you keeping the commandments, you're gonna be a good servant. You're gonna be a servant the way that we need you to be. Keep these feast days. I believe somebody said that we had the feast of unleavened bread. I've been eating bread. You heard? I've been eating a lot of bread actually, especially after I do my workouts. Yeah, my chest, man. You see, my chest is getting all nice and swole. Been eating bread, bro. What, Jules? What you mean? What I mean is we're not subjecting ourselves to Euro-Christian ideology. And I'm not taking I'm not taking the words when it comes to Euro-Christian ideology. I'm not taking that from my peoples that's been suffering the most. Now, when you find African customs and culture, things that you used to do, the stuff that you used to do secretly, that we can have a conversation about. We can have a conversation about that. The rituals, the dance, the chantments, we can have a conversation about that. But the understanding of the biblos and God is going to come, changing the names and the locations, and these are all insertions, bro. We're not doing that. This is what's preventing you from facing your trauma. You have to face your trauma. What is righteousness? Do you guys even know what righteousness is? Being righteous is not following the ways of the enemy. You can't be righteous and follow the unrighteous people. You can't serve two masters. Isn't that what the Biblos tell you? You can't be lukewarm. Isn't that what the Biblos tell you? So why are you teaching us lukewarm understanding? Why are you giving us lukewarm things? We don't want the lukewarm. We want the facts. Before anybody jump into conclusions and say anything, let's go study. Let's go study our African culture. Let's go connect to our African people. That's what I'm gonna start doing. This is what the awakening hour is about. It's about us tapping in, trying to find out who we are. I need to know. You need to know. We all need to know. This is what we're gonna be doing. And we're gonna do it without any European influence, without no European influence, without no Euro-Christian influence. And this is not a disrespect to Europeans. Shout out to all you Europeans. Shout out to you. You listen. You just reaping the benefits. Shout out to you. I can't get mad about that. But what I am gonna get mad about is us allowing this foolishness to continue. What I am gonna get mad about is us rather fighting the fight, waving the white flag by infusing themselves with such people. That I'm gonna be upset about. Laughing and smiling, want to participate. Like we can do business, but coming to the house and singing kumbaya, going to church and we praying and we holding hands and we saying Jesus loves all of us. Please stop. Stop with the madness. I'm sorry. We're not on that type of time no more. Because when I put things like this together and I read stuff like this, this is my reminder. This is how you face your trauma. This is why I wanted to face the trauma last. Excuse me. This is it right here. We like I said, we're minimizing the atrocities that happen to us, bro. We have allowed these people to give us a book to justify the atrocities that they done to you. Like for real. Like you have to make that make sense. If the Biblos is really about us, then everything should be in the Biblos. The Zulu wars should be in the Biblos. All of it should be in the Biblos. It should not have anything missing. How is how is how is the story tell you that Jesus is the King of Kings, But when I read African literature, it shows me that we have hundreds of kings after so-called Jesus was resurrected. So which one is real? I can show you maps where you can see kingdom here, kingdom there, kingdom here, kingdom there, kingdom everywhere. So where in the Biblos where all of these kingdoms is justified? Where? Don't tell me that the reason why it's not justified because the Bible was only talking about the sub-Sahara, South Africa. That's what they telling you. After John Hawkins went to the West and migrated down, remember, South Africa is filled with beautiful resources. The mines of Kimberley. He didn't know about that while he was in the West. Is when he went there and they seen that. They was like, yo, these people got everything. Yeah, we gonna have to take this over. We gonna put a story together. They put a story together. You know the Bible is called the greatest story ever told? Go look it up. Go look it up. The greatest story ever told is what they refer to the Biblos. They call the Biblos the canon. Why they call it the canon? Because the minute that you open it up, it's going to destroy you. Why? In the 1600s, the cannon was probably the most powerfulest weapon. This is before nuclear bombs and missiles. Okay? So why would they call the Biblos the canon? Because they knew once you open it and you read, it was going to destroy you. And if you thinking what I'm saying is blasphemy, and I'm talking crazy, just look at the condition of our people. I can take you to my neighborhood on a Sunday, and I'll take you to 5 different churches. Every single one of these churches get out at the same time, and you'll see not one person come together and say, how you doing, my brother, everything? Not one person. Everybody is calling on Jesus. I can take you to a street corner and show you a bunch of Hebrews. You're going to have one over there in purple. You're going to have one over there in red. You're going to have one over there in white. And every single one of them is preaching out of the Bible, but can't come together and even say, what's up, my brother? We building a nation. And what's the division amongst each other? Doctrine. You see, you guys don't understand what religion is. Religion is a prophet of God. This is how God makes his money. The God of the Biblos, the Bible. The story was written and for by Bel. This is Bible. This is Bel's story. It's not yours. It's not us. It's not me. The book of Psalms was taken from Egyptian texts. I played the video. I forgot the video that was played, but definitely I need Black Girl Magic to go get that for me. She's like my Secretary of State, by Bel. The book of Psalms was taken from Egyptian texts. So now what? So now what? The book of Exodus was written first. The book of Exodus was written first, then the book of Genesis. That don't make sense. Matter of fact, the 5 books of Moses was written by Moses, but yet Moses was writing and told you where, how, and what time he died. Moses did that. Oh, man. Yeah. Like I said, they use this Bible to justify the atrocities. When you read the book of Joshua, the Bible says that we was ordered by God to scope out your land. Remember, Canaan is black people. Remember, in the Bible, Ham did something wrong, and Noah said, "Curse be Canaan." Canaan is considered black people. They can make sense. You see, when it says, "Oh, they didn't want you to have literacy and learn how to read because they didn't want you to understand the Bible." Why? Because they didn't want you to be where I'm at. Because they had to make sure that they re-indoctrinate you. They had to keep feeding you, pounding it on your head to the point where you was like, "Yeah, this is it." And then when the headaches start hurting and you like, "Hold on, this don't make sense," then they're gonna give you some Hebrews and they're gonna say, "It's you. You ain't keeping the commandments." Deuteronomy 28, guys. And if you hearken unto me and you keep all my commandments, you should be the head and not the tail. I know people that kept the commandments and didn't even live to see 100. They didn't even live to see 85. I know people that's not keeping the commandments, not following nothing of these people. These niggas is 86 years old living their best life. Personally. And not just one, numerous. So if these things are not, if something is not adding up, something is not making sense. You have to make it make sense. And then look, these are the rebuttals. They just regurgitating the missionaries, regurgitating John Hawkins, King James, and all. This is what they do. They'll say this. Look, my brother, don't go back into this world, fam. You go back into this world, it's gonna be judgment day. You're going to be destroyed. You're going to be condemned. You're going to be overtaken by demons. Fam, your religion is of this world. Your teachings is of this world. Your foundation is of this world. When you're not part of this foundation, that's when you really remove yourself from this world. Because this foundation is what's literally conducting this entire world. When the story of Jesus said the kingdom of God is at hand, it landed. It's in your hands right now. It's called the Biblos. It's called your school. It's called your government. It's called every single church that you see in your community. That's the kingdom of God arrived. You guys know that Jesus is Lucifer, right? Vicinity, whatever you want to call it, that's Lucifer. You know that, right? I'm telling you the truth. Don't change the name. Don't change the name because the story remains the same. Don't change the name. Don't give the insertions. Don't give the beliefs. These are the facts. I can show you. Matter of fact, let me show you, right? Because I don't want people to say that I be wilding. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you. Let me show you. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that Jesus is the devil. Okay? Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Okay. Hold on. Make sure I got the right one for you. Let me make sure I got the right one for you. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna show you right now. I'm gonna show you in your Bible. I'm gonna show you in the Bible right now. And please don't be mad at me when I show you this. How do I take this off? Why is it not coming off? Hold on. Why am I not able to take this off? You're not letting me take this off. Oh, that's why. Okay. Look what Revelation 22, verse 16 says. It says, it says, I. This is gonna be the first and last time we ever gonna hear a man call himself something. It says, I, Jesus, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. Okay? I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright and morning star. Who is the morning star? Hmm? Hold on. Who is the morning star? Let me go back. Let me go back. Who is the bright and morning star? Who is this? I will have to get it from. Let me see if I can pull up the Strongs. Hold on. Oh, look, see, they divided it together. They separated it. They separated it. They didn't put it together. But let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you who's the bright and morning star. Let's go to Isaiah. Remember, he said he's the sun. All right, let me go. Let me go down here first, so you guys can see it. Okay, offspring, sun. Okay, bright and morning star. Okay, okay. Oh, Lucifer, son of the morning. You're not gonna find this anywhere else. Okay. How art thou cut down to the ground, which thou weakest the nation? Did he come down to the ground? According to the Old Testament or the New, didn't he come down to the ground? Huh? Okay. And what did he do when he came? He weakened the nations. Have you been strong ever since Jesus has been introduced to you? The story of Jesus has been introduced to you. Have you, and I'm speaking mainly to my black and brown people, have you been strong? Huh? Which thou weaken the nation. For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. Remember, he died and he ascended back into heaven. Oh, you see, when I was teaching this, I was following the assumptions of what I was told based on me being a part of these congregations, being a religious inmate. That's what you are. You're in prison. You're in spiritual prison. I was a religious inmate, and I was just following what we was told, right? How are thou? It says, "For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into the heavens. I will exalt my throne above the stars." Then don't he say? Don't the Bible says you will sit on my throne right before me, and the earth will be your footstool? Pay attention. Understand what's going on, huh? I will sit also on the mount on the congregation in the side of the north, huh? I will ascend above the height of the clouds. I will be the most high. Not the like, is the most high. He's gonna be the God. People refer to Jesus as God. That's my Lord. People accept Jesus over the creator according to the Biblos. Talk to me nice. This is in your writing. This is not me. And you telling me that this is what we gotta subject ourselves to? Take the time out and Google and look up how many times the book of Revelations was added and removed. From the very beginning, I forgot the very first Bible that was created to now. Look up how many times was the book of Revelations removed at the Bible. You think the Apocrypha was the only things that was removed? The book of Revelations was removed as well. Yeah, yeah. Son of the morning. I, Jesus, the coming from the seed of David, the morning star, the son of the morning. Pay attention. You have to make these things make sense, people. You have to make these things make sense. I know it's a very, very tough pill to digest, but we must have such conversation. We must. Because when you start doing your homework, you'll realize that these people really gave us something to justify the enslavement. Can you imagine people seeing all of this? People will forever be enraged. But if I colonize and the smoke is clearing up, people are still angry, people are still wounded. And I say, look, man, look, this is the word of God. King James, he told me to give you this and understand that the reason why we came here, and the reason why the reason why we came here, and the reason why these things happened to you is because you guys was disobedient. You guys wasn't keeping the commandments. You guys wasn't walking with the Lord. You guys was worshiping other gods. You was calling other names. You look, thou shalt not put no other God before this God. Look at what he did. And we looked and we hurting and we in pain. And we said, God, is this for real? Was the things that my ancestors was doing the reason why we going through it now? Is it because of their dancing is the reason why we're suffering now? I can't do that because I don't want that to happen to me. So you know what? We're not going to do that no more. We're going to sit back and we're going to pray. We're going to go to church every Saturday, every Sunday. We're going to read. We're going to start off saying, we love you, Jesus. We're going to sing. What songs you want me to sing? These are the songs we want you to sing. All that African beating the drums. You're not playing that no more. That's forbidden. We find you doing that. God told me you're giving worship to other gods. Okay, so you want me to learn how to play the piano? You want me to blow the trumpet? Like a hyena? Huh? Is that good? Well, good, nigga. Good job. Okay. Have your children and teach them this too. Huh? Not only are they not going to teach them, I'm going to have a child and I'm going to name him Joshua. I'm going to have a child, I'm going to name him Matthews. I'm going to have a child, I'm going to name him Isaiah. I'm going to have a child and I'm going to name him Jeremiah. I'm going to have a child and I'm going to name him Moses or Abram. Huh? Or John. I'm going to name him that. And we're going to practice this until the Lord come and save us. But then when he don't come, and when he don't keep his end of the bargain, because it says, if you believe in me, you will live for eternity. You will not be condemned. You surely will not die. So why are you dying? Huh? Yeah, I know. Like I said, my job is to just give you this information so you can wake up out of this slumber. We're suffering, people. These people still got their hands on our necks. Why is their foot still on our necks? What's keeping their foot here? What's keeping them so comfortable in the land? What? Because they know nigga, ain't no nigga ready to fight back. Because they got us right where they need us to be. Put your trust in your Savior, your Messiah. He's going to come and save you. Oh yeah. And in the process, while you waiting for that, we'll take 50% of your land. You'll give the labors to your woman, to your sons and daughters. They're gonna make 10 cents an hour. Sometimes some of these people's making 50 cents a day. Getting minerals that's being sold in America for no less than $1,000. Oh, and you telling me that I'm bugging? Silly rabbit, religious is for kids. You niggas is kids because you want to be sacrificed unto the Biblos, unto Baal, Moloch, Lucifer, Jesus, and all the names that came along with the story of Jesus. But not here, not me, not us. We're going to connect to our ancestors by any means necessary. Yeah? By any means necessary. And pardon for the audio sounds. When I be checking the tapes, it be sounding crazy, but I'm working on getting the new one. The new one is like $600. I gotta take care of a few situations before I take care of this situation. But anyway, this is what they do. Nothing will ever change with these people. Nothing. It is our job to understand the enemy, understand them in and out, understand what they're doing, understand that they are teaching you that everything that's black is evil and wrong. But everything like this is suppressed and should be in the back of your mind and never in the forefront. You always keep people that violated you in the forefront. I don't give a damn how much food and money, home, shelter they give you until you get back your land. You ain't never gonna, uh, um, um, you ain't never gonna fall away. Until you take back your land, I'm never gonna forget. Never, ever. And you're gonna teach your children this. Stop teaching your children about no goddamn ascendancy, no stupid ass commandments. Oh, you gotta keep the commandments. Show me where the commandments made us the head and not the tail. Oh my bad. Hold on, wait. Somebody gotta redeem you and give you a kingdom for you to become the head again. And then, according to the Biblos, right? When the kingdom comes, the only job that you're going to be doing is giving praise. Can you imagine you doing that for all eternity? Praise, praise, praise. It sounds good when you are in a space of servitude and you want some level of freedom. It sounds good. But what happens when that joint really happens and you really in a place for 1,000 years doing the same thing at the same time, same frequency, trust me, you're gonna get fed up. And it might be another sin in the heavens. And then you're gonna get cast down and you're gonna be violated. Oh my bad, hold on. It's gonna be a new kingdom. The streets is gonna be filled with gold. The streets are filled with gold. Where you think you getting this gold from? You think you picking it off? You think you picking it from a cave? They digging it from your ground. Your streets is filled with gold. Your streets was filled with diamonds. We was kicking these things. There's no more of it because these people came and took it all. And now they got you digging into the rocks for the scraps. Come on, stop. Make it make sense. Anyway, guys, that was my time. I'm not gonna do a session today. I'll do a session maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Not gonna do it today, maybe tomorrow, because tomorrow is Friday. And Fridays is always the best days. I'll be having a lot of things on my mind. Matter of fact, tomorrow I'm gonna give you guys the floor, and you guys can express and put it in the chat. I'm working on getting a radio station contract. I'm working on that, and when I do that, I will definitely be having a call-in number where you guys can call in the morning. And you can express how you feel, and we're gonna discuss certain things, and we're gonna talk it all, man. You know what I mean? But as far as this Euro-Christian ideology, if you call in to debate or justify or give reasoning into why we should put the trust in the ideologies of the Euro nonsense, you a dub. We're not listening to that. But if you trying to give us suggestions and solutions and certain things that need to be done to help us overcome such trauma, help us take back and redeem what is ours, I'm all ears for that. But other than that, that's a dub. But that's past my time, people. It was a pleasure. Let me check the chat. Make sure you see if you guys had something to say. Uh, shout out to my shout out to my moderators, man. Happy to see you guys here. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Facts. Let me put something on the screen. Let me put something on the screen. Put something on the screen. Let me see if I can put this. Add to the broadcast. Where's that? Oh, they put it all the way at the bottom? What the heck? Who's gonna be grabbing that all the way at the bottom? Hold on. Hold on, people. Lock this. Lock this. Unlock. Why did they put these things at the bottom? That's why. Word. Listen, yep. You know, it's always a pleasure when my sister come on. She talks that talk. You know. Let's put some more up. Let's put some more up. Black Girl Magic, I ain't gonna forget you, girl. I ain't gonna forget you. Uh-huh. Call on these names. Ulamari, you know what I'm saying? Whatever is triggering with you, 9 out of 10 times, that's probably your tribal roots. You know what I'm saying? And we don't know, like I said, we don't know too much because we're just so disenfranchised. We have been, you know, demoralized. Everything it's just been taken away. So there's a lot of things that we don't know. You feel me? But the objective is to seek that and you know what I'm saying. Oh, she put up another one. This is phenomenal too. Hold on, let me put this one up too. You know what I'm saying? If you're not aligned with the universe, then you will be waiting for a long time for somebody to come and save you. This is facts. You got to be in line with the universe. The creators gave you a power. The power is within you. You have to tap into your culture. Remember, I just showed you that it was forbidden for you to practice anything. You couldn't sing, you couldn't dance. Anything that was so-called African was forbidden. You know what I'm saying? It was forbidden. Just want you guys to know that. Send me that. Send me the book of Psalms. It's a book of magic. Definitely send me that. Yep. Oh, that girl Magic said something. So that's all they do is change the faces. The story is absolutely the same. This is not me. Like, yo, like I said, when you go down this rabbit hole and you start doing your homework, you're going to see exactly what's going on. Don't just listen to me. It's the same scripts, the same story. I can show you the Book of the Dead. Hold on, let me go get this. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you tomorrow. I'll give you guys a brief breakdown of the Book of the Dead tomorrow. I'll show it to you. I'll show you word for word. I'm reading it. I'm like, and then I remember when I was with these organizations, they used to always emphasize not reading the Book of the Dead. I remember a pastor came on the show and said, listen, man, the Book of the Dead, better not read that. I was reading it, and then one day my cabinet just opened. And it just kept opening. I'm like, word? I was like, nah, I ain't gonna play with it. Until one of my African brothers was like, yo, man, son, I joined is a lie, man. I read that book, nothing happened. And then I was like, you know what? Let me find out, because like I said, I'm not the person to reject information when it's coming to finding out who I am. If I got to take a little bit of knowledge and understanding of Egypt, I'm going to do it. But if I say that to my brothers, they're going to say, oh my gosh, Jones, you're going off. I remember I put up a video of the Anaki symbol. I got ostracized for that. Yo, you're not supposed to be dealing with images. It's like having a cross and but I'm like, that's not the reason why I was putting it up. I'm putting it up to show you that, that joins the symbol of the uterus with the long piece with the male entering, which is considered the creation of life. That's why I was putting it. I wasn't putting it up to tell people, hey guys, I'm an Egyptian now. You know what I'm saying? Join the Egyptian party. It's not why I was doing that. I was just showing it just to let brothers and sisters know about our culture. Because at the end of the day, it is our culture. Anything coming out of Africa other than Ethiopia is our culture. The Ethiopians, the real Ethiopians, the mass majority of them is long gone. Okay, Ethiopia was the hub station for these people. Okay, just letting you guys know. That's where the monks and all of that, the Byzantine Empire, the king Constantine and them, that was their hub. From the middle, when they was coming from Europe, that's their rest haven. They rest there. Okay. Basil Constantine was married to he was related to the man that wrote the so-called Ethiopian Bible. Yeah, but you know these are black people. No, stop with the madness. Okay, but that's my time, guys. That's my time. Tune in tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out. Like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna give you guys some of this I'm gonna give you guys some of this Book of the Dead. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna write it up and I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys. Or I might just take a picture and show it because it has a lot of images with it. So I'm gonna do that too. But there's a further update. I will be having my brother come on. He's a fitness coach. Um, he's been doing his job. He's been doing this for a very long time. Definitely want him to come on. You know what I'm saying? We I'll let him know on Sunday when it's time. Hopefully, it'll probably be on a Wednesday. I'm thinking if I should do interviews every Wednesday or call it interview Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? Where I get brothers to come on and, brothers and sisters come on and give their story, give us something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Fitness tips, health goals. I got another sister that moved to the Philippines. She says she would love to come on the show. Um, like I said, I'm keeping you guys up to date. We really trying to take this ROD podcast to new heights. As you guys can see, I changed the name for numerous reasons. For one, definitely don't want to associate, this awakening with any form of religion. And for two, is not professional. We living in such a sensitive time where people hear the word repent or die. It's like, so if I don't do this, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I'm just tired of having to explain that repent only means change, and if you don't change, you're going to die, right? But that was before. Now is we got a whole different lingo, whole different meaning. Those that's close to me knows what it means, but those that's not in the know, just leave it as ROD. You feel me? But other than that, support the movement. Get you guys some merchandise. You know what I'm saying? Link is in the bio. Get you some shirts. Get you some sneakers. Get you that no Donald Trump or the no Kamala shirts. They moving like hot cakes. You heard? Get you one of those joints. Um, yeah, definitely get you one of those joints because when I check, the stock is low, so I gotta wait for him to re up so I can get more reprints for you guys. So definitely get it while it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Rock it, support it, go outside with it. I'm definitely gonna change the logos on a lot of things. But yeah, man, we working. You heard? So support it. Continue doing what you're doing. Join the membership if you haven't. Um, Again, if you want private sessions, I do this professionally. 4 sessions is $25 a session. Okay, $25 a session, and it doesn't go by the hours. It could be as long as you want it to be, but it's $25 a session. It's $200 altogether. 200 got to be paid up front, and from there we will have our conversation. And Bantu Princess, you good. You ain't gotta worry about that. You good. You can always holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Moderates can always holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys do enough. You guys do enough work as it is, and I can never charge you for one-on-ones. You know what I'm saying? And you got my number directly. You know what I'm saying? So both of you guys actually. So, other than that, we working. You heard? So continue supporting, like, comment, share, subscribe. Send this to your friends and your family. Understand, you know what I'm saying, the colonialism. Understand that we are still dealing with trauma. We have not yet healed from our trauma. PTSD, post-traumatic slave syndrome, or post-traumatic slave disorder, we are still suffering with it. And we only gonna get through it together. You and me, I and you. You heard? And if it's the first time, I hope it's not your last time. If it's your second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth time, That means I'm still on your mind. That means you got to stay on that grind because you know it's about that time. Time to do what? Time for you to go get yours because I am out to get mine. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Listen to both the creators. You heard? I got the creators together as one. Say it one time for the one time.
Are you dumb?
And I'ma holler at y'all. One.